Hi friends, welcome to AWS Devops sessions. In this session, we are going to learn about Docker volumes. Here we just need to understand what is Docker volume and what are the advantages and how we can be able to create and manage the Docker volumes. Everything we are going to discuss in this session. First of all, what do you mean by volume? Volume is nothing but it's a storage. Generally, while we are using the laptops, we have the hard disk in order to save our data. But coming to containers, it is also requires some kind of storage in order to save the data. So for that purpose, containers are using volumes. So how we are going to manage the volumes? Here in the session, we are going to learn each and everything. Generally, whenever we are going to create containers, automatically one volume will be generated automatically. The volume is nothing but simple directory inside of the container. Whenever we have written any data, automatically that data will be written on the inside of that container. Here from one container I have one Docker volume. Can I be able to create the one more volume from the existing container? No, it's not possible. From one volume I can't be able to create the another volume, but I can be able to share the volume across the multiple containers. That can be possible. How that will be done? Fine. So here we can be able to use the volume, and at the same time the volume will be shared across the multiple containers. Guys, please understood the points which I am going to tell you. Here, if I want to map the volume, I can be able to done in the two ways. The first one is from container to container, means from container to container I can be able to share the volume. Otherwise, the host to container. From host I am going to create the container, means volume. The same volume will be shared to the container. I can be mapped in the two ways. Fine. Here, what are the advantages? If you observe the Docker volumes, it is a persistent, means it is a constant. It is not going to delete the data whenever the container has been rebooted or stopped. Even though the container is in the stopped state or the removed, I can be able to access the data. That is the beautiness of Docker volumes. Here the most key features are data persistence, means the data is having the stability, and the volume can be shared across the multiple containers, and it is independent of container lifecycle. Because of these advantages, the Docker volumes has become the one of the thing we just need to understand. Fine. So how I can be able to create the Docker volume? As you know, generally while we create in the container, automatically the volume will be generated. Instead of creating like that, I just want to create in some other way. How I will be able to do that? Here, in order to create the Docker volume, we have the three ways. As you know, Dockerfile. The Dockerfile is the why we are going to use the Dockerfile. It is used to create the auto image. It is used to automate the image creation. In the similar way, we have the -v tag. By using the -v tag as well, I can be able to create the Docker volumes. And finally, I can be use mount. With the help of the mount command, I can be able to mount the volume over the container. So in this session, we are going to discuss by using the Dockerfile how we can be able to create the volume, and at the same time how I can be able to share the volume across the multiple containers. Let us, in order to understand, we can jump into the practical session. I am going to log on into my console. So right now I have one running EC2 instance. I am clicking on it. Click on connect. So from the AWS terminal only, I am going to connect to the machine. It is going to establish connection. So once the establishment has been successfully established, I am going to log on into the machine. I am going to log on as a root user, so that's why I'm going to type sudo -i. Here I just need to check whether there are any images or any containers or any volumes are listed. What is the commands? Docker images. I am going to check the images. There are no images. I am going to check whether there are any containers are there. No. And at the same time, I am going to check whether there are any volumes are there. What is the command? Docker volume ls. Here I missed s. Docker volumes ls. Sorry, I had made a mistake. Docker volume ls. There are no volumes which is in my mission. So what I'm going to do, from the Docker file, I'm going to create Docker volume and I'm going to show to you. In order to create a Docker file, what is the command? vid is capital Docker file and insert mode, press I, and what is the first command? From. Here I am going to use Ubuntu, and here I just want to create the volume, so that's why I'm going to mention volume, and here like this, semicolon. Here I am going to create ABC volume. For example, I am going to create a volume ABC, escape, semicolon, WQ, and how I can be, I have the docker, right now Docker file. By using the Docker file, I will be able to create the image. How that will be done? In order to create the image, I just need to build the Docker file. The command is docker build -t. It is going to tag. I am going to name as image1 and dot. It indicates current directory. It is going to build image. The image has been successfully built. If you type docker images, the image is displayed here. Okay, fine. I am going to create container by using the image which I had created just now with the help of Dockerfile. Docker run -it -name. Here I can set the name. What name I want. Here I am going to mention as container1. And by using which image? Image1. So here by executing this command, what it is going to do is it is going to create the container with name container1 by using the image image1. Enter. Right now I had entered into the container ll. Here there is nothing. Had you observed ABC directory? Yes. Go back to ABC directory. Here ABC is the Docker volume. As we already told you now, volume is nothing but a simple directory. Here right now I am in the directory. So here I am going to do one thing. I am going to create 5 files. 1 to 5. Here I am going to create 5 files. Type ll. It is going to display here. Okay. So apt update -y, because of it is Ubuntu mission, and once it has been updated, I am going to done apt upgrade -y, apt install vim-y, because of in Red Hat we have the vi, by default it will come, but in coming to Ubuntu it is not coming. We just need to install. So just observe, it is taking time, just wait for some time. So I'm going to mention 9. Enter. Time zone. What the time zone? I just need to use. So what are the time zone? It is okay. I'm going to 3. Yeah. Here I'm going to vi file 1. Insert mode. Just type some comment. Hi all. Thank you for your support. Escape semicolon WQ. Here inside of the directory with the help of the Docker image, I had created one directory that is nothing but a volume. The volume name is ABC. Inside of the volume, I had created 5 files. In the file 1, I had mentioned the comment like this. I am going to show it to you. Hi all, thank you for your support. Okay, simply press the CD, then you get back the container. Control P, Control Q, enter. Here you are exited from the container. Here if you want to check whether your container is running or not, Docker PS. The Docker PS is the command which is going to show all the running containers. If you want to list out all the containers, Docker PS-A. If you want to list only the running containers, the Docker PS is the command. Here I have only one container, the container 1 which is in the running state. Fine. So I just want to share the volume of the container 1, that is nothing but ABC, to the another container which I am going to create. The container name is, for example, assume it's a container 2. Suppose docker run hyphen it hyphen name container 2. If I am going to execute this command, what will happen? Simply it is going to create the container with the name container 2 by using the image Ubuntu or image 1. Image 1. Sorry, I am just typing enter. Image 1. So if I am going to create a image 1, what it will happen? It is going to create the ABC directory because of inside of image ABC directory is there. But right now I just do not want to use the same image. Here I am going to use some another image Ubuntu. Suppose if I am going to execute this command, what it will do? It is going to create the container 2 and by using the image Ubuntu, and it is going to create the another directory or another volume. But my requirement is not that. Here my requirement is what? It is going to share the volume of the container 1. How that will be done? So in order to use the volume, here after container 2, I am going to use hyphen volumes hyphen from where I am going to use container 1, and I am going to give in the permission hyphen privileged is equal to true. Okay, here what it is doing, it is going to create the container with the name container 2, and it is going to use the volume from container 1, and I have given the permissions privileged is equal to true, and it is going to use the image Ubuntu. Just enter. So it is showing some error. So here what I have missed, volumes, enter. No, yes, I am going to miss here the spelling name PRIVILEGD, enter. Yes, successfully I am going to show it to you. Docker PS-A. Right now inside of the, right now I'm where I am inside of the container 2. Type ll. Are you able to see ABC directory? Yes. cd abc. Enter. ll. Earlier what we have? Earlier I had in the ABC directory I had created 5 files. In that file 1 I had mentioned hi, thank you for all the support. Just open the same file 1. The same comment has been appeared to you. Yes, in this way we can be able to share the volume across the multiple containers. Here I didn't done anything. Instead of creating the new volume, what I had done, I had used the volume which has been created in the volume container 1. So here I'm going to done one thing. I'm going to add one more file, some more files. Here touch file 6 to 9. Here up to now we have the files file 1 to 5, but here I'm going to create 6 to 9. Enter. Type ll. Just check how many files I have. 9 files. In the 9 file I am going to edit something. File 9. No. So no worries. Cat file 9. Hi. This is sharing volume. Escape. Control D. Here type ll and cat file 9. Are you able to see this is sharing volume? Yes. Type cd. Again you get back to the normal and control P, control Q. You just exited from the container. Just check how many containers you have. Docker ps. Right now I have the 2 containers, container 1 and container 2. So if you observe here, the container 1 and container 2 having the same volume, but the same volume has been shared among the 2 containers, the container 1 and container 2. And in container 2 I had created some files now, some file 6 to 9. So if it is sharing among the 2 containers, whatever the things which I had created or the container 2, the same need to be replicated in the container 1 as well. In the container 1 means in the container 1 volume. Is it is reflecting or not? Just we are going to check. In order to log on into the container 1, what is the command? Docker attach container 1. Here right now you are inside of the container 1. ll. No, it is not going to showing anything. cd abc. Enter. ll. Here are you able to see the 9 files? Yes. And if I open the cat file 9, what is going to display? This is sharing file. In this way, are you guys understood? Whatever the content I had created over the volume, it is going to display in both the containers because of both the containers are going to use the sharing directory, means sharing volume. Because of that, whatever the things I had put in the volume, it is going to replicated on the both the containers. In this way, how many containers I had used, I am going to share the volume across the how many containers. In that many containers, the data is going to show same only because of here the volume is going to share among the multiple containers. Here in this way we can be able to share the volume. Okay, in the next session we are going to look how we are going to create the volumes with the help of -vtech and how we can be able to mount on the same. So hope you guys understood this session. Thank you so much for joining into my session, and please subscribe my channel, and at the same time please share with your friends who are looking to enhance their skills towards the cloud technologies, and do not forget to share and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. And I will meet up you in the next session with the new topic. Until signing off, thank you.